Hello everyone, I am Renu Jatian, Assistant Professor in Botany from Government College for Women, Lakhan Marcha. In this lecture, I will discuss structure and reproduction of Coledotrichum. First of all, taxonomic position, or we can say systematic position of Coledotrichum. According to the system of classification suggested by Alexopoulos and Mims in 1979, Coledotrichum belongs to kingdom Mycete, division Amastigomycota, subdivision Deuteromycotina, class Deuteromycetes, and its order is Melanconiales and family is Melanconiaceae. Now this class Deuteromycetes is generally known as fungi imperfecti because in this class only those fungal forms are included in which there is asexual or imperfect stage in their life cycle. In each and every fungus there are two stages in their life cycle. One is asexual stage, that is known as imperfect stage, and other is sexual stage, that is known as perfect stage. As in these groups of fungi only asexual or imperfect stage is known, this class is known as fungi imperfecti. In other words, we can also say that the sexual stage or perfect stage is non-existent in these fungi or has not been discovered so far. In fact, we can say that their life cycle or life history is incompletely known. It means Deuteromycetes, or we can say fungi imperfecti, is a artificial class which is just created for convenience to include only those fungi which do not fit in other groups of fungi. And most important point here is that whenever the perfect stage of these imperfect fungi is discovered, it is transferred to its systematic position among the fungi in classes Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes, and name given to the sexual stage or perfect stage has priority. Now, occurrence and habit of Coledotrichum. It is represented by about 11 species, and most of the species of Coledotrichum live as a parasite on higher plants. And Coledotrichum cause a disease which is commonly known as anthracnose. Anthracnose is a general term which is used for variety of diseases that affects plants in similar ways. Here are the most common species of Coledotrichum which are pathogenic to higher plants. For example, Coledotrichum falcatum. It causes red rot of sugarcane. Similarly, Coledotrichum capsicum. It causes fruit rot of chilies. And anthracnose of jute is caused by Coledotrichum corcorum. And similarly, Coledotrichum indicum is responsible for the anthracnose of cotton. And in this lecture, I will discuss red rot of sugarcane, which is caused by Coledotrichum falcatum. Now, red rot of sugarcane. It is a serious and destructive disease of sugarcane which occurs frequently in most of the tropical and subtropical regions of the world, including India. And in India, it occurs in most of the sugarcane growing states like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Haryana and Punjab. And the host of this disease, that is red rot of sugarcane, is sugarcane, and the botanical name of the sugarcane is Scarum officinarum, and it is caused by Colletotrichum falcatum. Means pathogen of red rot of sugarcane is Colletotrichum falcatum. Now, symptoms of red rot of sugarcane. Most of the symptoms of red rot of sugarcane appears only after rainy season. Means when the growth of the plant decreases and sugar formation starts in the plants, symptoms appears, and most of the symptoms appear or become visible on above ground parts like stem and leaves. Now, first of all, symptoms on leaves. Symptoms of red rot of sugarcane on leaves appears on third or fourth leaf from the top of the plant. And first visible symptom of red rot of sugarcane is the loss of turgidity, or we can say loss of water content of leaves. And due to this loss of water content, there is a change in color of leaves. Means there is a discoloration in the leaves. And due to excessive loss of turgidity or water content, there is a wilting, or we can say shrinkage in the leaf area. And in extreme cases, the vascular bundle of the leaves get affected, and in later stages, blood red necrotic lesions appears along the midrib region of the leaves. And in mature stages, these lesions may contain asexual fruiting bodies, which are generally known as acervoli. Now, symptoms on stem. In red rot of sugarcane, the cane or the stem of sugarcane loses its bright color and it becomes dull, and the node of the canes, or we can say stem, shrinks and internode splits lengthwise. And similarly, as in case of leaves, here vascular bundle of the stems also gets affected, and it becomes red, and long red streak appears with white cross bands in between, and the pith also becomes brown red in color. And due to red rot of sugarcane, alcoholic smell comes due to fermentation of sucrose into alcohol. It means due to red rot of sugarcane, there is a process that is called fermentation, which changes sucrose of the canes into alcohol, and due to this process, affected stem emits alcoholic smell. Now, overall effects of red rot of sugarcane. As due to red rot of sugarcane, there is a loss of water content, and due to loss of turgidity, withering of leaves occurs, and due to this withering, rate of photosynthesis decreases, and due to splitting of canes, there is an increased rate of transpiration, and due to decreased rate of photosynthesis and increased rate of transpiration, growth of the plant retarded or get decreased, and the overall content of the sugar reduces up to 33%. It means due to effects of red rot of sugarcane, overall yield of the crops decline. Now, vegetative structure of pathogen, that is Colletotrichum falcatum. The thallus of the Colletotrichum falcatum is a mycelium, which is internal, and it may be intercellular or it may be intracellular. Means it can penetrate the cells itself, or it may be present in the intercellular spaces which are present between the cells. And this mycelium is well developed, branched and septate, means cross walls or septa are present. And in young condition, this mycelium, or we can say hypha, is hyaline, and with age or maturity it becomes dark, thick, and its cytoplasm becomes dense. And at maturity, this thick-walled hypha finally collect and intertwine and become compacted beneath the epidermis or cuticle, and it will form a special structure that is called stroma. Means stroma or stromata is a bed or cushion like structure which is present just below the epidermis or cuticle of the host. Now reproduction. Reproduction occurs by asexual methods. And now the perfect stage of, or we can say the sexual stage of Coletotrichum falcatum has also been observed, and it is studied as Glomerella tucumanensis that belongs to Ascomycotina. Main mode of reproduction in Coletotrichum falcatum is asexual reproduction, and that first is formation of chlamydospores. These are thick-walled resting spores which may be formed at terminal position or they may be intercalary. And chlamydospores in Coletotrichum are perinating structure, or we can say resting structures which can survive for a long period in soil. And the main mode of reproduction, or we can say asexual reproduction, occurs by formation of conidia, and the conidia are formed on special structures which are known as conidiophores. And in Coletotrichum falcatum, these conidiophores are produced on specific asexual fruiting bodies which are known as acervuli. And this acervuli is the most important term related to the Coletotrichum falcatum. Means acervuli is a specific asexual fruiting bodies in which conidia are formed. Now acervuli. These acervuli are formed near the nodal region on the stem and along the midrib region where blood red colored necrotic lesions are present. Means these are the asexual fruiting bodies which are known as acervuli. In the canes, or we can say in the stem, they are present near the node region, and in the leaves they are present along the midrib region, and they are specific fruiting bodies in which conidiophores or conidia are formed. Now structure of acervulus, which is most important term related to the Coletotrichum falcatum. This is the overall structure of acervulus. It is a saucer shaped structure which consists of stroma. What is stroma, or we can say stromata? It is a bed or cushion like structure which is present just below the epidermis or cuticle of the host, and this stroma is in fact vegetative hypha which collect below the epidermis of host, and from this stroma two types of structures arises. One is conidiophores. These are small in size and these are aseptate, and these conidiophores will form conidia at its tip. And another structure is sterile structures, or we can say seta, or we can say bristles. These seta or bristles may be present in the form of a ring around the acervulus, or they may be present in between the fertile structures known as conidiophores. And at the tip of each conidiophore, conidium is formed singly. It means large number of conidia are formed inside the cavity of acervulus. Now structure of conidia. Conidia are formed at the tip of conidiophores, and conidiophores are present inside the acervulus, and they arise from the stromatic mass of hypha. And the conidia is one celled, means they are single celled. They are short and they are cylindrical, and most important is they are sickle or falcate shape. Due to this particular shape, it is named as Coletotrichum falcatum, and they are slightly pink in color. And internally, each conidia is having a clear vacuole-like globules, and these conidia are separated from the conidiophore with the help of rainwater or raindrops, and they are dispersed by wind or rainwater. And on reaching the suitable substratum, they can again germinate to form new mycelium. Most important point here is that conidia are short-lived. They can germinate immediately, means they can help in spreading up the disease, that is red rot of sugarcane. Means as soon as they fall on healthy host, they will germinate immediately and form new mycelium and help in infection of healthy host, or we can say in spreading the disease faster. Now, perfect stage or sexual stage. As we have earlier told that Coletotrichum falcatum belongs to fungi imperfecti, means at that time only asexual or imperfect stage was known. That is why it is studied in fungi imperfecti. But now perfect stage of Coletotrichum falcatum has been discovered and reported, and it is named as Glomerella tucumenensis, and it is studied in Ascomycotina. And this perfect stage is perithecium, which is produced on various parts of host. But in most of the species of Coletotrichum, perfect stage is not so common. That is why we include this fungi in Deuteromycetes, or we can say fungi imperfecti. Now, disease cycle of red rot of sugarcane. In this diagram, there are two stages related to the disease cycle. One is dormant stage and another is active stage. Dormant stage, or we can say dormant phase, here either chlamydospores which are present in the soil, or we can say dormant mycelium which may be present in plant debris, or in case of seed sets which are used for sprouting. So means in dormant phase the mycelium is inactive. It survives either in the form of chlamydospores which lie in the soil, or in the form of dormant mycelium in plant debris, or we can say seed sets. And in active phase, when these seed sets, or we can say infected seed sets are used, then these infected seed sets sprouts into infected shoots. It means in these shoots mycelium becomes active, and these infected shoots will form acervoli, which are specific asexual fruiting bodies in Coletotrichum, and inside these acervoli conidiophores and conidia are formed, and these conidia serves as a source of secondary infection. Means these conidia can help in spreading the disease from infected plant to the from infected plant to the healthy plants. Means these are the source of secondary infection. It means primary source of infection are either the chlamydospores, or we can say perithecium which is a specific sexual stage, or we can say dormant mycelium which is present in seed sets, and conidia serves as a secondary source of infection. Now, control measures of red rot of sugarcane. First of all, prophylactic methods. These methods are preventive methods, as main source of primary infection lies in soil or in the field. So it means preventive methods like field sanitation, rotation of crops, and burning of previous year crop residues can help in controlling the disease. Next, therapeutic methods. In these methods we use specific fungicides like 1.1% solution of copper oxychloride can reduce the infection of red rot of sugarcane. And last is immunization method. In these methods we use specific disease resistant varieties like CO1148 and CO5109. These are the resistant varieties of sugarcane which are resistant against the red rot of sugarcane. And these three methods can help in reducing the infection of red rot of sugarcane. Now, key points of the lecture. First of all, fungi imperfecti. It is a artificial class and which is also named as Deuteromycetes, and it is just created for convenience so that all the forms of fungi can be included whose life cycle or life history is incompletely known, or we can say those fungi do not fit in other groups of fungi. Now, second is Acervulus, and this Acervulus is a specific asexual fruiting body which is present in Polytotrichum. Acervulus may be formed on the stem along the node region, and they may be formed on the leaves along the midrib region. And inside the Acervulus, conidiophores are present which will form conidia. And similarly, inside the Acervulus, special hair-like structures, seta or bristles are present. And next is stroma. What is stroma? It is a cushion or bed-like structure which is present below the epidermis or host, epidermis or cuticle of the host, and it is formed by modification of mycelium. Means when hypha or mycelium become compact, intertwine and form a special structure, it is called stroma, and from this stroma conidiophores and seta arise. And next one is conidia. These are the main source of asexual reproduction in Polytotrichum falcatum, and they are single celled, they are falcate shaped, they are sickle shaped, and they serve as a source of secondary infection. Means they can germinate directly, they will not act as a resting structures, they will germinate in the same season and they help in spreading the infection. Last one is perfect stage, which is also known as sexual stage. And now the sexual stage of Polytotrichum falcatum has been discovered, and it is named as Glomerella tucumenensis, which belongs to class Ascomycetes. Thank you.